Alright, so I want to do this video about the squash vine border. Me personally, I don't worry about them. Part of nature is part of nature. But now let me tell you what I do. I make sure I plant my squash early. I start these jokers on the 26th of March. I mean, I didn't start them. I planted them out here on the 26th of March. I started them indoors around February of February 20th. So I let them sit in the tray for like a month, and I planted them out here. But to me, that's just part of nature. They gonna come regardless. To me, squash ain't really meant for you to try to save. You try to get a bumper crop out of these jokers. That's why it's good to try to grow as many as you can. And you can do succession planting with them too, where you can plant a few here, then a few like another 2 weeks from now, and just keep going like that to keep them going. But if you live in the southern climates where it get warmer, it start getting warm around the end of March, you can go and plant them jokers outside, man, before the squash vine borer even come, before the actual moth even come to lay the egg. They kind of look like wasps. So you can go ahead and plant them out and get a jump start on them like I did right here. Like I said, these jokers were planted on the 26th of March out here. They don't grow a lot, you ain't gonna lie. They fruiting and flowering like they supposed to. Now if you really worried about it, what you can do, now it's a secret right here. Everybody say about spraying, but you ain't really got to spray them at the beginning. If you don't the type like me, I don't really like to spray that in my garden. What you can do is get you something, let me show you. Get you something right here called insect netting, right? Now, as you see, I got my cabbages right here. The insect net. Now, they got very few light damage on them because I got the insect net covering up and stopping the butterfly from laying their little eggs and the worms eat my stuff. So you can use the same technique with the squash, right? You can use that same technique with the squash. The only thing about it with the squash is an actual it actually fruits and flowers, so it has to be pollinated by bees, you know. But you don't worry about that. You just want to put the insect net on it to cover them up until they start fruiting and flower. Or once the bees start coming, the bees ain't really start populating my area yet. They will be here in about another week or so. But you want to do it like that. And once the bees come, you just put the insect net on the baby squash plants to protect them in the early stages. You know what I'm saying? Then once the bees come, you can do it, you can take it off. Or you can hand pollinate if you don't have a lot of them. You can actually just keep the insect net on and hand pollinate. You ain't got to never worry about no squash vine borer destroy your plant. But me personally, I ain't worried about that because I'm just going to get all I can out of these jokers and we going to take them up, man. That's how we do it. We save and free what we don't eat and give it the rest away. Because time it gets summertime, all them squash diseases come, you ain't going to want to be bothered with these jokers anyway. So, yeah. Peace.